I've been given some rosemary. Look at it, a lovely, beautiful, oh, gorgeous smelling herb, rosemary. And this was given to me by a lovely chap called Keith the Roof. Now you may remember I spoke about Keith because he very kindly helped me out by fixing my roof. I had a dreadful hole in the roof. It was leaking terribly, and he came and he put it right, and he's been a lovely bloke encouraging me, and he loved the fact that I was changing a little bit in the videos and looking at being healthy and cooking and growing stuff and the old traditional ways. And he popped round and he said, Richard, I've got this rosemary. I had a problem with a fence that it was growing up against, and we had to remove some of it, and I'd love you to do something with it. And you know, it'd be very good for you to grow it and put it in your food with lamb and various other things. So he told me a bit about how to take cuttings and to pot them. So I've got these pots which I've had in the garden for a while. So I'm going to have a go at that. And I had a word with my friend Sean James Cameron, who also gave me some advice on how to go about making the cuttings and what to do with them. I'll leave a link to Sean's channel. And also I was watching the Veg Grower podcaster, Richard Suggett, on his channel, which is about growing vegetables. And he said now's a good time to start growing some herbs and things. So all in all, the advice is to get on with it, Vobes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm no expert, so I don't always know what I'm doing. Right, the first thing to do is to get decide where to take the cuttings. Right, just one more, I think. So I was advised by Sean to cut the cuttings off the little growths like this off the main stem. So that's what I've done. I kind of wish that you could just shove this in a pot and it would grow. I might just try that and see what happens. So anyway, I've got several of these cuttings now. There's a snail on that one. Snails everywhere here. I've just brought the pots in from outside in, so they're covered in snails. So the idea is now to trim these ends a little bit diagonal, just to make sure they can absorb more water, I suppose. Fill up the pots with compost, stick them in the pots, and leave them until the root grows on the end of this. And I guess put them, Sean said, on the windowsill. So I've got to find windowsills to do this so that they will go. And then in time, as they grow, one presumably can replant them in the garden, in my front garden, which isn't terribly great, but it's better than nothing. And then later in the year, can start to feed them with a bit of tomato feed. So I've got some compost that was actually given to me last year. So I'm going to fill it and see how it goes. Right, we've got them all in. I'm just pressing down each one into the plant, making sure it's totally firm. Now, I know there'll be people watching this saying, oh, you've done this wrong and whatever, and I'm completely new to it. I've got some bits of offcut here that have been in the garden of wood that I use in my essay. So I'm just shoving those around the plants to give them a bit of something solid to lean on, I think. I don't know whether that makes any difference. They're just bits of odd chip. And I also put them in as well at the bottom for drainage purposes. So we will see. Great. Anyway, they're done. So I'm going to put them on the windowsill, and that's good. I got in the book something which I want to show you, which I think I'm going to be referring to, hopefully will help me in a little herb garden, which eventually, when I've cleaned out the shed and built my wood, I want to build some wood shelters for my logs, or a log shelter, and then on top a few plants. That'll happen later on in the year. Got all these home projects for more of the old traditional way. This came in the post today. I ordered it a couple of days ago, about a week ago actually, over the Christmas period. The Reader's Digest Essential Book of Herbs. And as I say, I want to build this little herb garden so that I can pepper the food with herbs and get some of the nutrients, the minerals and all the, you know, the good stuff from these into my cooking as I explore this over the year. Don't panic, I'm not going to be doing this in every single video, but it's a fantastic book with lots of illustrations, lots of information about not only how to grow them, but how to cook them and the health benefits. So that's going to be a great Bible for me to learn a little bit more about the food that I put in my body. Now, that aside, today is a miserable, wet and horrible day, but tomorrow it says it's going to be sunny. So I'm hoping for the next half of the video, I can actually get out into the sunshine and bring in some landscape for you. I've just been to Charlie's Farm Shop, which is in Bury, just off the A29 here in West Sussex. I have to say, beautiful shop, lovely inside and beautifully presented. It was a lovely experience, and I spoke to the butcher there about the local meat, their own meat, about their milk, their own milk. Absolutely fantastic to see. So I bought enough for a casserole today. I've got some casserole beef, some vegetables, all local grown, which is fantastic. So I can actually cook that when I get back tonight. The lovely Julia's popping round, so I shall feed her some. I probably won't get that in this video, unfortunately, but I will let you know how it tastes. And I'll be back here, I think. So the rest of this video, as I said, is going to be a walk. So I want to walk around the locality here in Bury. So I'm going to start at Charlie's Farm and just do a 2-mile circular stroll and see how that goes. That's the farm behind me, and I'm actually walking through their fields as part of the footpath, which is lovely. And so I can see the quality of the grass here. It's growing. We've had a lot of rain recently, so I'm sure that's also helpful for the grass. There does seem to be other bits and bobs in there, a bit of clover and various other things, all good stuff for the animals. So I'm thrilled about that. It looks a very genuine place. I should be back, I know. Right, let's enjoy some of the countryside now. It's a little windy today with a cold wind. I've got the lovely bobble hat on, as you can see, cutting across more of these grass fields. I noticed the oak trees, which are all around, tiny little buds, are just coming out now, which is great. I'm not quite sure if this is the footpath on my map. I need to consult that, but it's gone around the farm from where the cows are kept. We've had a lot of rain and the fields are actually quite boggy, and I'm very pleased of the beautiful boots I bought about 18 months ago, thanks to donations from my lovely patrons. Thank you for that. More of this fine grass, but very muddy and gloopy. But this is a lovely part of the world here in Bury. I haven't done this walk. I've been up over Bury Hill. I did a video around Bury itself. But it always amazes me how much there is to explore just in West Sussex that I've yet to have a go at. I think I've done a silly thing. I have done a silly thing. So I'm on my new fast. I think this is day 3, is it, of the fast? And I've just gone not too far across the fields and what have you. I haven't eaten since what is the time? It's about 10ish. Is it 10ish? It's 11 o'clock. So I haven't eaten since 6:30 last night. So it's about 17 hours. And so I haven't had any breakfast or anything, and I thought I would do the walk. But if I felt hungry, I'd take some nuts, some salt to get that into me for the electrolytes, and a banana for a bit of carbohydrate, some sugars and stuff. Though I'm actually trying to keep off the sugars, I know. Anyway, I left them in the van, didn't I? I left them in the van, so I'm halfway through the walk. Now the walk continues up this way, and it looks very nice, and it sweeps round. It's probably another 1.5 miles that way, or it's about half a mile to get back if I take a different route to the van. So that's what I'm going to do on this occasion. But I'd like to come back and complete this walk when I'm feeling a little less tired and I'm more used to this diet or this change in the way I'm eating. I don't really like the word diet because it makes you think that it's for weight loss, and it's not for weight loss. I'm doing this really to health, to detox the body from all the Christmas stuff, I suppose, and the sugars. And so the body, I think, is going through a learning curve of what I'm doing, and it will get used to it, and I'll be as sprightly as ever. So, and I'm learning all the time, so I'm not going to push myself over the limit. So there is a route back here. It takes me back to the main road, and then you skirt round, and I'll get back to the van in about half a mile, rather than the 1.5 miles that I think I've got on this particular route. So it gives me an excuse to come back. So that's okay. I don't mind that. I'm just going to take it a little bit easy. There's something that's making a massive din. It must be some sort of aircraft, a helicopter or something. Oh yeah, sounds more like a helicopter. It's just the other side of those trees. It's gone now. It's gone. Yeah, it sounded, I mean, at first I thought I was coming to some commercial plant. I don't know how it came over on the microphone. The wind has dropped and the temperature is rising. It's very lovely. So I'm taking a slightly shorter cut now. I think I've done the best thing. I could have pressed on, but I know people would have said, no, Richard, no, no. So I'm looking forward to coming back though. This will be great. Perhaps on a day when it's much colder and frostier and the ground is more solid. The ground is absolutely sopping wet, but I'm very pleased with these boots because they're not letting in any water. I'm back at the shop now. We're back at the van where I parked. I parked the van at the shop and did my walk. I asked them if it was okay. They said it was fine. So this is what I have bought. A lovely little selection of goodies. The most important thing I wanted to try was the milk, because the milk is from their cows only. It's not an amalgamation of any other cows. So I got 2 bottles of that. And some of their grass-fed beef, which I'm going to make a casserole, and then vegetables from the local area, and also some bacon and local eggs, so that I can have a nice breakfast from all this lovely local produce, which sounds brilliant, doesn't it? So that's what I'm going to do. I shall head back now, enjoy this, and I will catch you up on the next video. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, stay healthy, get some exercise, get out in the countryside and enjoy life. Till next time, bye bye.